Just released from, I think we're at Hilo County Jail. I was arrested on Mauna Kea at the top of the Mauna, trying to access the proposed TMT site so that I could document and record what was happening. Around 3:05 this morning, I noticed, I'm not gonna say suspicious cars, but I noticed some vehicles going up the Mauna that looked like vehicles that would be the ones that would assist in performing what we had heard would be performed. And so I followed up the Mauna and kind of waited around to see what was happening. From where I was, I could see a bunch of cars making its way up, so I decided to go up to the top of the Mauna to be there. When I was up there, I got a call that Hale Ku'ukia'i Mauna was being taken down and dismantled. At which point I approached the officers at the entrance to the proposed TMT site. I began to communicate with them, asked them what was going on. They, like normal, they weren't being very clear about what they're doing. Their main thing was, what they told me was that they were there for safety, and that was it. After some certain conversations, they were able to relay to me that they were actually there to perform or allow for the performance of what they're calling a government operation, which is basically, this operation was to destroy, dismantle, and ultimately desecrate cultural religious structures up on Mauna Kea, including the two ahu that were built in 2015 on what is now the proposed TMT site. They also dismantled Hale Ku'ukia'i Mauna, as I mentioned, which was built again in 2015 prior to those two ahu as a symbol of Kanaka resistance and kuleana on the Mauna. I'm not sure if anything else was done and anything else was desecrated, but ultimately what I believe is that the state of Hawaii, the AG's office, DHHL, DLNR, HPD, whoever else was there, that they committed the crimes that would be the crime of desecration, HRS 711-1107. And so that's what I was trying to make aware to them. I was asking them over and over if they were aware that a crime was going to be committed, and if they had any intentions to prevent that crime from being committed. They expressed to me that there was no crime that was going to be committed. They were simply there to do a government operation. When I tried to have them acknowledge what that operation was and that it was in fact to destroy the ahu, of course they never confirmed that. And so I made an attempt to access the site simply so I could record what was happening, so that the world could see what the state of Hawaii does to Hawaiians, what the state of Hawaii thinks about Hawaiians, what the state of Hawaii thinks about Hawaiian culture, what the state of Hawaii thinks about Hawaiian religion, what the state of Hawaii thinks about Hawaiian spirituality and beliefs. And what they think about that is absolutely nothing. Their decision to desecrate these ahu and this hale is, there's really, when we look at the hale specifically, there's absolutely no reason for that. It's not in the way of any access. And for the two ahu on the TMT site, the proposed site, those ahu were there in 2015. Last I checked, the current permit that was granted to TMT was granted way after 2015. And so our ahu were there before, the site was still granted, and they determined that between all of these different law enforcement agencies that they were going to perform something similar to a drug raid in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning on Mauna Kea, to simply to destroy ahu. And when we talk about the DLNR, I mean, I live in Kona. We got issues in Kailua on the pier in places where the DLNR is supposedly has jurisdiction. They don't do crap. They're not there. They're non-existent. They have no numbers. They have no enforcement. But then when it comes to the time to desecrate and destroy Hawaiian structures, all of a sudden we have all the manpower from all the different places. And so what the state of Hawaii has showed again is that in their mind, Hawaiians, Me, Kaho'okahi Kanuha, I'm a fake person. I'm a fake Hawaiian. My dad is a fake Hawaiian. My brother is a fake Hawaiian. My grandpa is a fake Hawaiian. Everybody who stands up there on Mauna Kea, they're all fake Hawaiians. All the cops that arrest us, those Hawaiians, fake Hawaiians. None of us are real, because there are other ahu on that Mauna. There are other structures. There's lele, but they were built perhaps longer ago. There are other structures in Hawaii that would never be touched. That would never be touched because they were built 200 years ago. They were built 300 years ago. They was built 500 years ago. Those things we need to protect. But anything that was built in modern history by a modern, current, living Hawaiian, that's all for show. That's only good on the stage with the ukulele and the plumeria lei, with Hawaiian Airlines in the background. That's all it's good for. Hawaiian is only good for the government and the state of Hawaii, their agencies, making all these make-believe fake hula shows, Polynesian luau's, grass skirts swinging around in everybody's face, and that's Hawaiian, and that we're proud of, that we can have. But if you fake Hawaiian, you try to be real, and you try to go up to the Mauna and protect something that you built, just like your kupuna built, well, that we don't have time for that. Actually, that we got all the time and all the resources to take care of that. So the state of Hawaii that was just a blatant attack on Hawaiians, on Hawaiian culture, and reminding us, like I've said before, that Hawaiians, the culture, no longer exists. Whatever does exist, if there's anything, is only that of is only what has existed in the past. And so, as a living people, we're trying to not just revitalize, but to perpetuate and to continue these practices of our kupuna, of ourselves, and we're being criminalized for it. And the attempt to record the destruction of an ahu will get you arrested and charged with obstruction of government operation.